So, look at you looking all suave.
Hey, look at you, my love.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Mwah.
All
So,
right. So,
after, I think what we left off is what decided to make this into a relationship. We get married. We have two wonderful children. And shortly after our second child was born.
wait, hold on. Let's talk about. Okay, we had our first child when?
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
let's talk about
Our first child, Ashley, was born in October.
October.
1986.
Right, we got married July '85. First
Yeah.
child.
And then
In
our
October
second
86.
child, Darren, was
Darren.
born October. No, sorry.
September 1st. It was Labor Day in
Labor
1990.
Day.
Labor Day. It was
Yes.
rough. We'll
Yeah.
talk about it in the future. Follow us to get our story because again, it's a heart-wrenching story. At times, we think about it, talk about it. I mean, I'm telling you, I get emotional. I mean, as a father, I'm serious because the Lord brought us through a lot. So trust me on that one. Go
So
ahead.
our 35 years, we have a story.
Yes.
So
we have
this
some
is-
stories.
We have some stories.
Yes.
But we have our story.
Yeah.
And this is what qualifies us, besides what we've been through, the things that we can share, and things that someone else can share to help us. So,
Sure, yes.
speeding up.
Your folk need help at times. Trust me, we do.
And we're not a couple that tried to put on a facade that we got it all together.
We don't.
It's not
Mm.
like that. Marriage isn't like that.
No.
So it may look beautiful on the TV screen, on not so much for us, but for others. And
Oh, they
things-
show it. That's
and
the way they
shows,
portray it. Yeah.
You know, things.
Oh, Disney.
But marriage
Yep.
is 100% for both of us.
This is real, dog.
It's
I mean,
real.
you know, hey.
It's real.
I tell you.
So let's just say, going back to I guess 1990,
1990,
early
right.
1990 is when we decided to launch. God has instilled
We
in my
started-
husband
Yes,
to launch a
music ministry we did. We call ourselves during the time the music ministry. It's called Witness for Christ. That
And
was it in
then
a nutshell.
after that, we started in a couples ministry
Yeah, we
in
were
1991.
right. Well, actually,
1991.
yeah, right. Maybe there a little later. And that
91,
was
92.
in the 90s, early
And,
90s.
that's
yeah.
where we
Right.
decided to do events
Oh.
and talk to other couples
Yes,
about the importance of marriage.
just hanging
and
together, right?
just
Going through.
relationships. So
Yeah.
we're back on a horse.
Right.
We're back. We never got off.
Oh, absolutely.
But
man. Just being encouraged to get back to doing the things that we know we ought to be doing. That's just it. Just sharing our story. You know,
Yeah.
just encouraging other couples. You forgot something.
What?
You remember with the music ministry, Witness for Christ, we also had in the Winston-Salem area, High Point area in North Carolina, we were on one of the little TV shows,
Yeah.
local show, Gospel Expo.
Yeah.
And we had some footage for it. It was really kind of, we look back at, back in the day, it's kind of funny looking. But we had a little TV appearance,
So that was part of our journey as well.
Funny.
So another question that has come up is, what has been the most challenging
Ooh, what's been the most challenging?
in our years?
I would say going through the health issues has been that was a big challenge for us because again that lasted. I mean, like gosh, most of our sons,
Life.
30 years,
Yeah.
and still some things just less of it. But that lasted a while. We didn't realize we went under a lot of stress dealing with that, and you have nurses and all. That was trying, but we worked through it.
I agree.
God brought us through it.
In what my husband's saying, I feel the challenges also encountered financial,
Oh yes, right.
relational,
Yep.
physical, mental.
Oh, yeah. That was
So in our 35 years, we've endured a lot of challenges. Not so much with the medical. We dealt with death. We've
Yes.
dealt with bankruptcy. Some serious financial hardship.
Oh yeah.
So those have been the most challenging in our those circumstances have been the most challenging. Now, part of that question is how did we work through those challenges?
It was nothing but the Lord, I can tell you that. Because we say, with us trusting God, going through what we went through, it was difficult. And trusting, to be honest with you, I got to say, it was difficult. At times we sat back, we cried together. This woman and I, we embraced each other, and we prayed to God saying, Lord, we don't know where you're taking us. We don't know where we're headed. But we want to trust you all the way.
Yeah.
And so with that, gosh, man, that was...
it caused some conflict between the two of us. Simply because we were both in an emotional battlefield, especially for me. As far as someone, a woman who just had a child.
Oh, yes. Emotional. Hormones, off balance. It really...
And then I lost my sister,
Months later. Really.
Yeah. So, how we deal with it.
Well, no. Years later. Years later.
It was 3.5 years.
Right. Yeah, 1994.
Yeah, almost 4 years later.
Right.
After that, but still, still dealing with the trauma of a medical, and then you had another child that you want to keep normalized in this whole situation. But I can say, it wasn't but the Lord on our side.
Oh, absolutely.
And He blessed us with some incredible
people supporting us, teaching us.
We were blessed with a nurse. We had several nurses, but one in particular that had helped us through this journey, and she is no longer with us as well, which was another part of our struggle and journey.
Sure.
We lost
family.
Her. Yep. She was like our family.
And even in the beginning, the nurse that helped us too. Yeah. In the beginning, the same thing.
So our journey,
it's been,
and with that, I got to say, I know people, say, where was your church, or where was your support group? And I'm gonna tell you, we had to be each other's support group, because there was times we didn't have the support from our church.
Right.
So
and one thing too is that we learn sometimes you have to be not so much dependent on people. You have to learn to be independent of people and dependent on God.
Yes.
And dependent on the one that you are married to,
yes.
one that you're covenant with.
Yes.
And that's one thing we learned through
yes.
it.
So, and we are grateful. We did have a supportive family. My mom and my in-laws, they were very supportive. So with that, what we sped up to today almost.
Sure.
What
are the challenges today?
What are the challenges today?
This woman I mentioned to you, she's from up north. Sometimes I can't understand a word that's coming out of her mouth. No, I'm just kidding. No, really, in realness, communication
from
is...
Mars.
I'm from
Venus.
Hey,
or I'm from Venus, even Mars.
Sometimes we just don't understand each other.
The same language.
I'm sorry,
and we get very frustrated.
What are you talking about?
We get very frustrated with each other. I had a friend that told me that her and her husband don't argue. And, to each his own,
I mean, that's a rare. I mean, if we could do that, wouldn't you like to have that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. But that's not reality.
It's not our reality.
It's not our reality.
Yeah, right.
And if you can get through that, that's fine.
Hey,
that's fine.
Hats off. Yeah.
That's not our reality. Well, nope. I mean, I can be bullheaded. He can be stubborn. Ooh. And we'll clash. We'll clash. And sometimes we miss it. Sometimes we miss it.
We miss what each other's saying. Sometimes we say the same thing and we listen and say, wait a minute. Did you just hear what was said? We're in agreement. We're saying the same things. We sit there. I don't know.
And,
it just...
but what's important?
The commitment.
The commitment.
The commitment. We here. You going anywhere?
I ain't going nowhere.
Then I go nowhere because I'll come after you, girl. Go ahead.
We've had a lot of struggles that couples go through that can cause divorce.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
From intimacy to financial
health,
to things that separate.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
But that just shows me that is not the true commitment of my relationship to him. We journeyed through this this thing called life and marriage together.
Yes.
That have been tested.
Yes.
And
many ways.
only
Yes.
God has been able to help us through it. So that's my testimony. What about you?
Well, I'm committed, to you as well. I stand by my commitment. And the reason I stand by my commitment, number one, is that a few years ago, before we got married, decided to commit to God. And there's certain things I say, Lord, I want to do right by you. So if I do right by you, I'll do right by her. So as far as this relationship, our marriage, I'm committed to this woman. And, I don't waver on that. And like I tell you, and I pray, Lord, keep a brother, please.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
even in, I can say I am blessed to be married to this wonderful man who was raised under parents that have been married for.
This year be October 22nd, the day before.
Why is he acting like a commercial?
70 years, yeah.
70
years.
years.
Yes, 70 years,
70
October
years.
22nd.
So,
yep.
you know.
And I have to say that with excitement because, again, I watched my parents come up and I went out, and I don't say perfect marriage, but they stayed.
Right.
Regardless
they
of worked through it. Yes, they worked through it. They
Yeah.
raised us, 5 kids, And one thing I'll say with my parents, even to this day, my father told me that he would never leave his children or his family. That was a vow he made as a young man. Right.
So I look at them as an inspiration of I can do this, even in my struggles, even in when he gets on my last nerve, even when I get on his last nerve. And it didn't happen not long ago. And
my goodness. So, stop. Cut.
Anyway, I'm just saying.
Go ahead. Yeah.
That,
it definitely happens. Definitely happens. Especially with nowadays spending so much time, a lot of people, you're spending time together. It's more prone to happen now. But you have got to work through and pray through those issues. Go ahead.
So our last question.
Last question.
How do we make it work?
How do we make it work? Go ahead.
Prayer. And I have a word on my mirror that I put up for both of us. And it's something that helps me resonate my whole purpose. Because if I am not committed, and that's my word, if I'm not committed to what we have built, or am I committed to my relationship with Christ? Now, granted, I have fallen by not being as faithful to Christ in the things that he asked me to do, meaning if I've strayed away and probably said some things, thought some things that I shouldn't have done. I wasn't the perfect wife, and that's not to say there's a perfect wife, but the attitudes and the conflict and things like that, I can agitate and things like that I'm grateful that God has. What have I left out? Why is he
No. The reason I'm rubbing your arm, you're the perfect wife for me.
And you're the perfect husband.
And I'm not expecting perfection there in you. I'm not. I mean, real. Yeah, real talk. Yeah.
So I said, how does it work for me? How do I keep it working?
Right.
I just, it's a commitment that I just don't ever desire to break. And I know I can be a rough cookie. I could be a rough wife. And that
really?
And I'm just grateful that he's patient in his way. Now, I ain't gonna say that he's always patient.
Oh, no.
I'm just patient in his way, because he's the one that would probably come back to help resolve matters quicker than me. And that thing about opposites attract, in our opposite lives, we do attract, because we build on each other's weakness and strength. So that word that I have on the mirror that I look at every day is reminding me.
Is it commitment?
It's commitment.
Committed. Okay, commitment.
It's commitment.
Okay.
It reminds me of my purpose.
Sure.
And that's what helps me keep it working. How about you?
Well, as I said, prayer. Um, I'm not the most patient when it comes to certain things, and I admit, especially with trying to teach my family things, and it's just like they can do it, and I'm driving, and I know at times it may be, come on, you can do this, come on, let's do this, yeah, come on, you know that, come on, and I'm doing that, and I think that's the way I was driven as a kid, and you may not like it, but later you might appreciate it because you do learn those lessons. So for myself, I would say praying before God really helps me with it. And then learning as we go through it, because again, as we get older, it seems like sometimes we're not I think we become more impatient as we get older, with each other. So with that, I'm committed. Like I told her, I'm committed to God, and I just say, hey, I'm gonna be here, and I just said we can work it out. Whatever we go through, I say, hey, we can work it out. We don't have to hang there. We don't have to stay there. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. That's my line with her. Let's just keep it moving. We want to sit here and talk about what we dealt with. Let's okay, understand that. Let's keep it moving. Let's go to the next thing. That's the way I am. So I just think for us that God makes it work for us. And
that's us.
That's our story.
That's our story. We're happy to be
Guess
able
what?
to share.
And we're sticking to it.
And we're sticking to it.
Yeah, I endorse this message.
He's not a politician.
No, I'm not. I'm not running for you.
So, we wanted to get a little transparent about our lives and share our anniversary. This is a little different. 35 years. I desire
Thank
to
you,
be
Lord.
in Bermuda. But it's not going to happen. I guess we've got to do a
virtual whatever. We're going to do a virtual anniversary.
Yeah.
So I guess,
So,
and a lot of people have to be creative this year.
Yeah.
Really.
So our purpose here is to encourage you.
Yeah, definitely.
You, relationships, those that are working on building your relationships, those that are desiring to be married and have committed relationships. We are not the example for anyone to feel like you need to be like. You know the partner that you have.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you have to look at your purpose of what you want in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so our purpose today is to help you think about where you want to go, where you want to be. You could have surpassed 35 years.
Yes.
So we know the years does not quantify a solid, committed relationship.
Not at all. Right.
So
someone can have much less time than we do, but they can have a definitely solid relationship, more solid than ours.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
always know that.
We would love to hear from you about what makes your marriage work. Shoot us an email, put a comment, or something. What would you like to see to help make your marriage work?
Exactly. What would you like to hear from us?
What would you like to hear from us more? Right. Mm-hmm. We'll research it, and we'll talk about it. We'll be transparent about it, and we'll keep it real. And this is what we are here for today.
Yes.
So we're going to leave you with a little something.
From our hearts to yours. I just wanna be close to you. Sunshine, moonlight, and deep light. Just a couple words describing who you are. Lovely, so lovely. Want everyone to know why I'm in love with you, yeah. Patience and strong, right. Always, no matter what I face, you've been there to bring me through. Just right on time. It took a while to see that your love was true. Now no one can, 'cause I until the end
of time.
It's good to know
Your
and all I want
to say
till my dying
day.
I just wanna be close to you.
Honest
Yeah.
and sweet. Heaven is where I wanna be. It's where I am when I'm with you.
Perfect. It's what you gave for all the world to see. Now no one can,
Undo
'cause I belong
to you
unto the end.
of time.
It's good to know and all I want
To say
till my dying day. I just wanna be close to you. Hey, listen, babe. I want you to do this with me. Ta-da! You sing.
da-da.
Da-da! Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da. Yeah, it took a while to see, but now you know the truth. And no one can, and no one can do. 'Cause I belong to the end. God, I know that you say you're mine again. How long will you stay? I just wanna be close to you. I just wanna be close to you. Happy anniversary to you, love.